Welcome everybody to Soccer is Futbol, our episode what? Dieciocho, el 18.
Well, this is episode...
We are in location. Where are we, bro? What's going on?
Why are you
and
so,
who is this
why
person?
Are you so
I'm
away
so
from
psyched. I know. Hold me, bro. Hold me. It's okay.
It's
we
happening.
got
It's happening. Let's pretend he's not here.
Do it again. Welcome everybody to episode el 18.
This was a special episode. I
Super
feel
special.
like we cannot continue talking without not saying who
this guy is.
I want to give you the honor.
We have Nico Cantor. Increíble tenerte acá. We have Nico here visiting us, hanging out with us. You're here on location, visiting family and hanging out. Thank you for joining us, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for the invite.
We're starstruck, bro. We're
Sí, no, va a
starstruck.
estar buenísimo.
Sí.
I mean, thank you for coming. It's an honor for us. You are our first in-person
guest.
We've had guests before.
And
no
high
way.
profile.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
But in person, I'm honored.
But like next level in person.
Oh,
So
gracias.
like,
We've never had a person in the middle.
Here.
So I usually punch
thank you,
him. So
guys.
if I punch you,
Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'll referee. Don't worry.
But listen, this Dieciocho. So
Sí.
every month and the 18th day we celebrate. 3 months, 4 months, 5 months.
Right.
But today it was perfect.
Perfect.
It was like all.
Tell me why it was perfect.
All the stars aligned. Everything got together.
the storm cleared out.
Our episodes are released on Mondays. Today is a Monday. Our episodes we do on the 18th. Today is the 18th. And today is the 1 year anniversary
Amazing.
desde que Argentina ganó.
Perfecto. No puede
Campeones
ser.
del mundo.
Campeones del mundo. We made it.
Campeuno.
Campeuno. That's the name of the episode today is Campeuno.
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 Perfecto.
Our first year. I mean, we said it since we started, Nico, we said we are going to be the most annoying Argentinians for the next 4 years because we deserve it. We've waited for so long.
Absolutely.
And it's not even 4
Put up
years
with it.
until the end of the world. We're gonna
Do
be.
you guys remember '86? Were you guys born in '86?
I was 9 years old. Yes, I was a baby.
I was 5.
You don't remember.
I remember vaguely.
I remember.
You remember well.
I remember, and it killed me. I couldn't believe. I was crying. I didn't know what was going on, and then my mom told me, "Ganamos el mundial." I'm like, "Ganamos el-" like crying.
Where
and
were you?
I was in Berrien Springs, Michigan.
Wow.
My dad was out there
You
doing
guys were
school.
the only Argentinians there, let me tell you.
No, but we were at a barbecue. We were at an actual barbecue in Michigan.
Yeah, you see, you weren't in an asado, you were in a barbecue.
In that barbecue.
What were you eating like?
No, there was Argentinians there. La papá de
Chicken
Jorge
legs?
Mascher. Jorge Mascher.
Oh,
You know Jorge, yeah. We had a barbecue going on, and when we won, I mean, it still didn't hit me hard, but it hit me harder 4 years later, when 1990, when Argentina lost to Germany. That's when it went, because I was a little older and I could see
Right.
what it felt like to lose.
The scar of 2014 for me
Oof.
took a really long time to heal.
Yes.
And in fact, there's still times that even we won the World Cup y yo pienso, era 2014. También.
Sí.
Also, because I'm very happy, don't get me wrong, I'm very happy that Argentina
Sí,
won the
sí,
World Cup in
sí.
2022, but en Brasil, después de la forma que perdió
Hubiera
Brasil,
sido-
Messi en su pico, ¿me entendés?
Sí,
Y
sí.
el ganar en el Maracaná, en un
It would've
partido
been-
donde tuvimos mejores chances.
Eso hubiera sido...
That would have been the end of the discussion of who's better, Argentina or Brazil.
For the rest of
Messi
humanity.
winning in the Maracaná. It took a really long time to
It
heal.
checked all the boxes.
All the
and,
boxes.
And then some.
All the boxes.
Yeah,
It would have
absolutely.
been incredible.
Okay, so clearly the conversation has begun and we're going straight in.
But let's go back to our guest.
We have to go back to our
Let's
guest. Go ahead.
Back to Nico, who Nico, we did some research on you, man, and we found out some stuff that we didn't know.
Okay, let's hear it.
The first thing we found out, and it was a surprise for us, was that you used to play, and you were a goalkeeper.
Used to play.
Yeah.
You were a goalie.
NYU.
I played at NYU. I played it all throughout high school.
We Googled you hardcore.
Yeah.
We apologize. We stalked you a little
It's
bit.
okay, don't worry. It boosts my algorithm numbers, it makes me more relevant.
Yeah, of course.
So he's you're a former player. You're a soccer journalist. You're a commentator, commentador. Well, it's like a matador, commentador. Anyways, you're an analyst. You're a football ambassador, we call you.
Nice,
You know,
I like
you work
that.
at CBS Sports at the Golazo program, and we want to add a little cherry on top. We believe that you're just starting.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We wish you the best in your career.
Thank you.
Certainly had a great start.
Thank you. I appreciate
that. We wish you the best, but thank you for taking. I want to say after this podcast, your career is going to completely
Skyrocket. It's going to go through the roof.
Before and after soccer is football.
So you're welcome.
Agree.
So you're welcome.
Agree. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
We're honored that we could help a small-time soccer commentator go to the next level.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank
Actually,
you.
the other way around. For those of you that don't know, we don't know what we're doing, and this guy knows what he's doing.
If you don't get sarcasm, that was totally it. It's the other way around.
Totally. So first off, the basics. All right, where are you from? People can Google that, but we want to get to know you a little bit. Want to know, what your vibe is. How long? Where were you born, and what brought you to this moment where you're in the ambassador role of soccer in the United States?
So I was born in Miami. I'm American, actually, and sadly enough, for the sake of this podcast, I don't have an Argentine passport. Soy trucho, soy recontra trucho.
No.
Soy re trucho.
I don't have an Argentine passport either.
Oh,
It's
wow.
expired.
Otro
it's gone.
trucho.
It's gone.
Dos
I'm an American
truchos?
citizen full.
Mine is completely updated.
Oh, wow.
You just
Nice.
carry it from there. That's fine. Yeah.
I have both up
So
to date.
nice.
Tengo cédula argentina and
It's
everything.
okay to be trucho, bro.
Yeah, soy re trucho.
No importa.
So it happened my whole life where it's like, I tell people here in the United States that I'm from the United States, and they're like, "Nah, where are you really
Claro,
from?"
yeah.
And then in Argentina, I tell people I'm from the United States, and you're like, "Wait,
No te
what do you
creen.
mean? You're not from here? Vos no sos argentino,
No
boludo."
te quieren. Sí.
So I've had that whole issue with kind of almost like my self-identity. Like, what am I? Am I Argentinian? Am I American? So, I was born in Miami. My dad is Argentine. My mom is from Honduras, actually.
Honduras, sí,
and I have more family in Honduras than I do in Argentina. But hablo español como un argentino.
Claro.
And my cousins in Honduras give me... Can I curse on this podcast?
You can curse.
Yeah? Yeah? Okay.
Hold on. Quick test to see where you're from.
Argentina.
Okay.
You're good.
So my cousins from Honduras give me a lot of shit because hablo como argentino. I code switch a lot with my Spanish depending on who I'm with, because I'm growing up in Miami. You have friends from all over the world.
Okay, so you adjust your Spanish accent a little bit?
My
some people?
base is Argentine Spanish, but I love languages,
Sí, claro.
and I think that I have a good ear, so I can adapt to different types of Spanishes.
Because this guy can switch from Argentinian to Puerto Rican in
Pero
2
dímelo a
seconds.
él, dímelo a él,
¿Qué es
Eric.
lo que hay, papo?
¿Qué es lo que hay? ¿Cómo tú estás?
Hermano, tú estás bregando cajita de pollo.
Ah, no, pero esto está bien cabrón.
No, están todos locos.
Mierda, brother.
Es muy
tripeando.
boricua este loco.
No, este es boricua de verdad.
Verdad.
Yo no lo esfuerzo, papá. Esto es natural.
Esto es un polka.
No, el boricua is a little bit hard for me because I have few boricua. I've been to Puerto Rico like twice in my life, but there's other ones that are stronger for me. Like my fiance is Colombian. My Colombian's a little bit.
Pero qué berraquera.
Sí,
Papi, ¿cómo está, papi?
there's Chilean is like, I have certain friends that are Chilean American, and I imitate the Chilean accent so good that it's like.
Do one for my family in Orlando. Go ahead.
Puta, weón. Es que, ¿sabéis qué, weón? Es que tengo tanto amigos chilenos, weón. Puta, es que me quedé hablando chileno, ¿cachai? Es como que podía ser chileno, weón.
Puta,
Pero puta, es que mis amigos dicen que a veces soy demasiado exagerado con la weá brígida, weón. So it's a little bit of that.
Increíble, bro. I love it. That's awesome. So you grew up in Miami. Of course, when you're in Miami, you're in Argentina, or pick your Latin American country 2.0.
Exactly. But I think there's something beautiful going on in Miami because in Argentina, people don't really know too much about other Latin American countries. And I've been to Brazil, I've been to Colombia, I've been to Uruguay, I've been to Chile, and the pan-American knowledge isn't as strong as it is in Miami.
Right.
And that's something beautiful. And that's really where I think that I'm from. When people nowadays, where people ask me where I'm from Miami.
Man, I like that. I like that, bro.
I mean, honestly, we live in Florida, and we believe that Miami is a different country.
It is.
Nice. Yeah, it is. Totally.
I mean,
compared to the rest of Florida.
When you start driving in, the traffic, the cursing, the
We
driving.
were driving in.
The weather changes. It's all of a sudden, there's like, I don't know.
We were driving in. There was some road rage going on Turnpike. There's an
people
accident.
wanna kill each
We
other.
were like, what the hell? I guess we have left Central Florida.
Road signs are in Spanish. Like advertisements are in Spanish.
They're like,
Right.
se habla inglés en vez de español.
Yeah.
It's big in Spanish and small in English.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I've seen a lot of your videos commentating, And I'm just wondering, because, I mean, obviously we have to make sure that we get everything in. We could spend 3 hours talking to you and still not get enough. You, as a commentator, have done countless matches, correct?
I've done
commentated
I'm actually, funny enough, I'm doing less commentary now.
Okay, now you're slowing down a little bit.
But when I started, especially in Spanish, I was doing a lot of play-by-play, like on the game. So now it's more of like commentary pre and post game, and the main show that I host, the Golazo Show, it is more commentary, but it's a whip around show. It's red zone for Champions League and Europa League, so it's more of like a hosting role where I'm taking you from one match to the other.
Got it. So I guess I would ask you, what is one of the most memorable? Were you commentating in Qatar? You were, right?
I was doing play-by-play for my dad's radio company.
Okay.
Yeah, I was one of the broadcasters.
Wait, who's your dad? I don't even know who your dad is.
So my dad is his broadcaster. You might have heard of him.
Do we know him?
Sí, he yells goal really long and loud.
Me suena lo que me parece.
Andrés Cantor. Maybe, yeah, like maybe that guy.
Cantor.
Yeah, and my dad's a legend, obviously. So I grew up almost in the business, just empapado de fútbol, and not only that, empapado de broadcast, really.
Claro. Up to that point, did it influence your career path, the fact that you were born here in Miami, surrounded by media since you were born,
right?
You know, with your dad and everything around you. Did it influence like a natural path, or maybe you had other passions and then you ended up here? Or
did you give up something to come? I'm gonna.
Maybe, I don't know. The path for sure was natural. I since I was little, I knew that I wanted to either work in soccer, and I mean I would go to the studio with my dad. I grew up at the radio station,
claro.
And then as I got older, I would go to the shows on TV, and I would sit next to the studio when he was broadcasting games. So like, I knew how a broadcast worked, and I felt it was a calling.
Yeah.
I have other passions. Don't get me wrong. I love art. I used to draw when I was little. I don't draw that much anymore, but I used to draw.
Mira.
Yo dibujaba, like you should see las carpetas de la escuela,
Sí,
the notebooks, el cuaderno, full of doodles. And then in college, I had a friend that was really good at art, and he's like, Nico, if you dedicate your time to it, you can draw I was drawing like complex things. So that's like one thing that it's like, and now, you know, with the job, I haven't drawn. And
put aside
I love language. I feel like everybody asks me, what would you be doing if you weren't a commentator? I probably would have studied some sort of like linguistics some type of like language. I don't know. I love language. I love finding the etymology of things and how languages adapt. I love geography. I love the world. I love relationships between countries and ethnicities and history and stuff like that.
Geopolitical stuff. Does that
but it's all started because of soccer, and through soccer opened the world to me.
Qué lindo, loco. El fútbol te abrió el mundo.
So were you one of those? Because I realized when I moved here and I started speaking Spanish that we were saying it wrong the whole time. What? You know, we say orsay.
Orsay.
Orsay. That's offside.
Yeah.
Offside.
We say full.
Full.
Por un foul.
Full. Furbo. Mucho
Fulbo.
Por lo menos decimos gol bien. Gol es gol.
Sí.
Gol es gol.
Okay. Goal.
I heard the other one. I heard a really long time. I might have read this in a book. Aurieli. The referee goes, Aurieli, before the game, already. Aurieli. I heard that one. Aurieli is
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Esos son ricos, son nice.
All right, what's your most memorable? If you had to give me one or two top moments during commentating a game, which game would you say blew your mind? I know the Morocco game freaked you out. You were super excited about it. I saw the video on Instagram. It was fantastic.
So the thing with that Morocco video, and obviously I think at this point the most iconic game I called was that Morocco game because of everything that came afterwards. I kind of had a viral moment in Morocco.
Yeah.
Later I was invited to the country. They accepted me with open arms. Like the tourism label, the tourism brand of Morocco was the one that invited me over, and
wow.
You know, I didn't expect it, and it was I knew very little about Morocco before I had broadcasted that game. It was the Morocco-Portugal game, the quarterfinal of the World Cup in Qatar,
which was insane.
Yeah, which was crazy, and you know, you prep for crazy moments, but like going into it, you're like, nah, Morocco's never gonna win this game.
You don't prepare for Portugal losing,
and Morocco won, and I kind of just went crazy. I realized that the hook was me going Allah, 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 and that was very very spontaneous because I saw them. The first thing that I saw them doing once the final whistle was up, I saw people like hyperventilating, right? And it was like,
of course,
it was like, oh wow,
this is it.
Yeah, this is gonna. They're about to witness something that they probably might not ever witness in their life. This is a pillar moment, and it's going to be a core memory for a lot of these people for the rest of their lives, and for the history of football in this country. And I realized that, okay, I'm stepping up to the plate to something monumental and historic. And the final whistle, they got down on their knees to pray. And I knew that in those areas of the world, they are very devoted people.
Yeah.
And that is what binds a lot of the country together and countries together.
Right.
So, and I went for it. And I went, Allah, Allah, Allah,
yeah.
Allah dirán los que se arrodillan. And that's what went kind of crazy. Well, obviously with the rest of the call at the end, but that was definitely the most historic game I've done.
And you would think, because they prepared us to, if you go there, to Qatar, to the Middle East, don't look women in the eye. Don't engage in contact with people. They don't want to talk to you. Be careful. Be careful what you say. Like, they put so much fear, and I felt it was the opposite. They were very accepting. They were, they paid for my meal in like 3 different restaurants, people I didn't know. They were like, welcome to our country. And I don't know if it's the same in any other countries, but at least Qatar, very accepting.
I think Qatar, especially during the World Cup, Qatar is the most liberal, I would say, the most free-flowing and most westernized of the Middle East countries. I haven't been to many Middle Eastern countries, but from what I understand, look, and Morocco also, very accepting, very warm. Everyone is very nice. Yeah. It's a culture that's had a lot of history, but I think, for example, in that area, I wouldn't say the same thing about Saudi Arabia from what I understand. Right. And I see their footprint that they're leaving in sport, and that's a whole nother hot button topic that can get wild. But in the sense of what you're saying, Qatar was like, women could walk with shorts on the street and there wasn't it's not an issue at all, Yeah. They knew that they were hosting the world, that nothing really was going to happen. But from what I know and people that live in Qatar, it's not really like they're not cracking down on you, but at the same time,
I mean, they have to be a little more flexible. They're being seen by everybody else. This is the biggest sporting event in the world.
I think they had 14 years of training, maybe
it was 2010, 12 years of training. But at the same time, it's like a gay couple can't be walking down the sidewalk holding their hands.
No, of course, they still
it would be extraordinarily frowned upon. More than a heterosexual couple walking on the street, which is also kind of PDA is frowned upon. Period, right? But even worse if it's something that's not socially accepted, which obviously I think that's where the issue is. But I get that I think Qatar in general was a good experience. They hosted a proper tournament despite all of the issues that from a human rights perspective. The tournament was done right, except we could dive deep into this, but I think everybody that's listening to this podcast knows.
They can Google it, but this is So that was, you would say that's probably your most memorable.
And then there was I called Messi's free kick against Liverpool in the Champions League. 2019, the one that in the first leg, the one that they lose in the second leg afterwards. To Liverpool in the semifinal of the Champions League, and that kind of had a little moment.
Significance,
But I did it on off tube for Univision. That was like not on the ground.
Got it.
But still, it was a pretty passionate moment.
Significant still, yeah. 365 days ago today, what were we all doing? ¿Qué estábamos haciendo hace exactamente un año, chicos? Empecemos con Eric.
We've talked about it in detail.
Yeah.
Because we were together.
We talk about it every month.
We've talked about it for every month for the last 6-7 months.
It's going to keep happening.
And you're going to talk about it for every month for the next 3-4 years.
But one thing that I have here different, right, that I want to show you. I don't know if that's the moment now or later. But these are the newspapers from the day after, which in Argentina, which is kind of cool to see.
Let's show this real quick.
You imagine if you go back to the future. And, this is, that was the 19th. This is lunes, like right the day after.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I want to see the ratings that they gave the players on Ole.
But anyways, I think what we do want to hear. Look at the centerfold.
Hay un póster, ¿no?
Look at the centerfold.
Ah.
Wow.
Qué hermoso.
Hermoso.
No, but what we want to, Seba, you and I, we were in the house.
We were in your house.
They gave everybody a 10. Of course they did.
That's awesome.
Everybody on the field got a 10. Mbappé, they gave Mbappé a 10. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, look at that.
What? I mean, that goal that he scored, my God.
This guy knew more about. I never even know how to look.
Sí,
He knew what he was looking for too.
Sí,
You
sí.
see that?
Yeah. And
Okay,
I used to read Ole. I mean, I still read Ole
So
often.
listen, Montiel steps up to the plate.
Uh-huh.
I'll go all the way to the end.
Go to the end. Go to the last
Me and him,
possible section.
we were like together, and we
Where were you? Sorry, where
we
were
were
you?
in my house.
Okay.
We were
In Orlando.
Both of our families together in Orlando, and we watched almost every game since I got back.
I was already we were already crying.
We
already
were confused.
Cábalas?
Sí.
Cábalas, no, I had no shirt on. No, I had no jersey on. I had my jersey next to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't put it on.
And I started a new one because everything had not worked for me because I've seen Argentina lose for
Right.
36 years.
36
Right.
years, yeah.
So I started a new one, which is I have to wear for the final the shirt, the Goicoechea shirt.
Okay.
I got. Anyways, we were confused because we were like, is this, if they score, do they win? Do they not win? Like we were confused. We were not, right? Was that
Yo
it?
te dije, esto la mete Montiel es gol. And you were
And
like, no.
then-
And then I go,
we
yes.
saw-
And then I go, no, wait a second, hold on. And then my wife was like, no, if he does it. And we were just like this. And then he scored and we were like,
No, but then we were
ganamos.
like, we saw the 3 stars. Montiel had 3 stars in his neck.
Yes.
And we
Oh,
were like,
wow.
La tres estrellas.
Elijo creer.
Let's go. And then
Right
we
there.
started crying and we went on the floor. me and
Sobbing,
Ed.
bro.
It was just stupid beautiful.
Your dog tried to hump
Stupid
me for the
beautiful.
40th time because I jumped up. Your dog climbed on my leg, tried to hump my leg as usual.
My 8-year-old daughter was jumping. She'll remember that. I hope she remembers this. I remembered when we went to El Obelisco when we won 86, barely.
wow.
But she'll remember this,
Wow.
hopefully.
Core memory.
She'll remember it. Core memory for sure.
But hopefully, yeah. And I will never forget it. Never forget it. I will always talk about it. And for me, it was, yeah, core memory. Now, Nico,
Tell us.
because I mean, the voice of your dad is
Yeah.
impregnated in my brain forever. My whole life.
It'll never go.
I
Yes.
will, and every time I'll hear it, every time I'll cry. It doesn't matter
You tear
if
up.
I'm like in the best moment of my life.
It's too much. It's too much emotional. It's like,
So yeah, I was so I was working the game for my dad's radio company, for Futbol de Primera. My dad was working the Telemundo broadcast, obviously. I didn't hear my dad until I got back from Qatar the next day to Miami. And I'll tell you a story about that in a second, but just to tell you guys where I was doing field reporting. Mariano Clos, you guys know Mariano
Sí,
Clos?
sí.
He was the broadcaster for my dad's radio. He was the main play-by-play guy, and he was calling the final. And it was crazy because I'm like participating in a broadcast, but like, it's Mariano is
Claro.
and Mariano for me in Latin America, Mariano es el número uno.
El número uno,
Mariano,
claro,
Mariano is just like to me, like my dad. I hold Mariano. He sits at the same table with my dad because
Oof,
Mariano
wow.
is for me not only from a broadcast perspective. He reads soccer y el fútbol, lo entiende muy bien Mariano, y además la voz icónica de tantas Copas Libertadores que
Claro.
disfruté. And the fact that I got to work with him at a World Cup
That's-
was
yeah, that's
absolutely
life-changing, right.
incredible. So anyway, Argentina wins. Though I'm behind the goal where the penalty kicks are at.
oh my God.
I saw the Messi
Increíble,
goal, the
boludo, tengo
3-2,
piel de
because
gallina, boludo.
todos los goles fueron del otro arco, right?
Claro.
1-2. Después los 2 de Francia, claro, and then Argentina's goal y después el penal. I got one of the 6 goals de este lado, and then los penales yo los vi de este lado. So when I go into broadcaster mode, I'm able to distance myself a little bit from the emotion. Don't get me wrong. Mbappé scores the second one and I went.
No. We wanted to quit. We wanted to give up, walk away. come back.
But there was a
were
feeling
done.
about the penalty kicks that if we got to penalty kicks, I don't know, I felt confident. I wasn't. I know going to la final del 2014, I was genuinely gut wrenched.
Yeah.
It was difficult for me to sleep. It was difficult for me to breathe. Los partidos de Boca en Libertadores, I suffer them. The final, we were playing so well from the beginning, and I had so much confidence in this team throughout the tournament that I didn't suffer it as much. And when we got to the penalty kicks, yo como que lo sentí, es esta. Acá ganamos. Lo tenemos a Dibu, lo sentí. Y bueno, y ganamos, lloré. Immediately, lloré.
Yeah.
Lost it.
Tears.
Después,
Tears.
los jugadores se acercan porque ahí está la hinchada.
Sí.
Y yo estaba ahí logré como que cortar periodista and go into fan.
Normal fan
And
mode,
I was
yes.
singing with them, and it was like, wow, it was this whole moment, and it was crazy because it was like, from the moment I was born, my dad always would sing to me, vamos, vamos, or volveremos otra vez, volveremos a ser campeones como en el 86, and it was like, okay, volveremos,
and years
volveremos.
waiting and waiting, claro.
Y yo que nunca vi un mundial y me hablaron
Claro.
de Maradona y me hablaron de todo esto, and it was like, okay, because I'm Argentine, I'm going to win the World Cup. And it never happened. So I cried in that moment. I cried when Messi wins the tournament award and he like tickles the trophy for him. It was like almost more for him. And I cried, and then I cried when I saw my dad again. I went through like the stadium to go find him, and we embraced and we hugged.
That video became viral. We're gonna show that video.
Lo viste, boludo, lo viste. Ah, tenía duda. Puta madre. Woo!
How do you go to sleep after that? How do you go to bed? I couldn't sleep.
We
Yo que
did
estaba
it.
en Orlando, no podía dormir.
I literally, the game ended, at 10? I was out of the stadium by midnight, 1, 2. I was at the hotel, and at 3 o'clock, I was on my way back to the airport, and I came here.
Oh my gosh.
Not even like my bags were packed already. And then the crazy part is I got to my apartment here in Miami, and I said, voy a escuchar el relato de mi papá.
Claro.
Y yo necesito ver el relato de mi viejo.
Sí.
Y lo vi con un amigo, porque hay cosas que yo no aprecié. When you're behind the goal,
You can't.
Yeah.
you don't understand certain things of the game because you're so
Right.
field level that,
You're off.
especially behind the goal, I wanted to tactically understand the game and where we had one. Bueno, like for example, Kolo Muani, I didn't understand the gravity of the situation. It was in the other goal, and it happened so fast, and I was like, ooh. And then I saw it again.
Then
whatever.
you saw it again, you're like, ah.
My friend leaves right before the penalty kicks. We saw the whole game together. And in the penalty kicks, knowing that Argentina was going to win, when my dad goes, Montiel, Argentina, campeón del mundo, I started crying.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Everybody, all of us do. We can't help ourselves.
Yeah.
Es el momento culmine de la historia del país, de Argentina.
sí.
Pero del mundo.
And I was telling him that I watched that final at least 15 times already.
Really?
Yeah, we watch it
There was a
regularly.
whole month that every weekend I would watch it.
Oh,
And I
wow.
would find new stuff. We dominated so much.
So
Like,
much.
So much. Like it was. France did not come out to play.
Did you
They-
realize, and my dad raises this point every time, France made 7 substitutions.
What?
Look,
Wait a minute. No. Para.
look up the game.
Wait, I gotta
look it
put
up.
my Wi-Fi. Hold on a
Pone
second.
Francia, Argentina 2022, and count how many subs France made. And no one said that there was a concussion sub or anything. They made 7 substitutions.
Like they allowed.
Look, yeah, go hit more about
Are you
this
seeing
game.
it?
Yeah.
Lineups, lineups, go down. Count how many French players went in.
Substitutes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
And no one, and
Pero nadie dijo nada.
y eso lo siempre, my dad always said, my
Nadie
dad
dijo
was the one
nada.
that realized, and he always tells me, ¿te diste cuenta? And no one said anything about a concussion. There was no, because there's a concussion protocol where if a player gets
Yeah,
concussed,
right.
you get one more sub, but the other team also gets one sub. And Argentina didn't make a 7th sub. If there was a concussion sub for France, Argentina would have been allowed another sub. But Francia hizo 7 cambios.
Tramposos. Cheaters.
Oh,
No sé, I
No
don't know.
importa. They got second place, whatever. Doesn't matter.
I have 3 things to say about that. 1, they're cheaters. 2, Francia. 3, son las estrellas que tenemos. Así que
Esa. No, boludo, te equivocaste el botón. El otro, muchacho. Busca muchacho. Ahí está. Ahora no. Okay, perfecto.
Bueno.
Okay, so that was, now, you know what's killing me too is now the Instagram and Facebook, they're showing you your memories, whatever, 1 year ago or whatever.
Right.
And you're seeing all the memories pop up and everything. El partido contra México, contra Polonia. El partido contra Croacia.
El partido contra Australia, I was
Contra
talking to a friend.
Australia.
That game, especially Dibu's save at the end, was the most underrated save at the World Cup because Australia isn't a powerhouse nation for soccer. So it's like that win kind of just goes under the radar. Pero esa tajada al minuto 90, that would have taken us into extra time, and who knows what would have happened in extra time.
Cambió todo.
And that was critical in Argentina's success.
I've seen a couple of documentaries where the Argentina the team members say that the hardest game for them was actually Mexico.
Yeah.
Like Mexico was the toughest game.
I believe it.
I was terrified with Mexico.
There was a game.
More than France.
Nico, there was a game that we were watching. I think it was the one that we won on penalties.
Holanda.
No, el que no nos gustó. Holanda.
Holanda, fue que you went to cut the grass.
I literally had to step away.
Se fue a cortar el pasto, el hijo de puta.
In real life.
He says, I'm going to go mow the lawn. I want to go cut the grass.
When we went to penalties, when they was it that was the one that they tied it, right? They tied it right at the end. When they tied the game, I said, I'm done. I'm going. I cannot. He
got on his lawnmower and drove around the backyard, and I'm like, Benny, look, come finish this game.
I couldn't do it.
Like, I can't do it. That's crazy.
That bring me bad memories.
UN AÑO. Ay, ay, ay.
Rapid fire questions for Nico.
Rapid fire question. You ready? Here we go.
You just answer, okay?
Let's go.
Yeah.
You go one and I go one?
Yeah, go one, yeah.
All right, I start. Mate dulce o amargo?
Amargo. Does any of you guys drink mate dulce?
No, I mean, no. I know people that do.
Destroys my stomach. I can't.
They're crazy.
They're rapid fires. Go.
No. Okay, sorry, amargo.
No importa. ¿Facturas con o sin dulce de leche?
Sin.
Okay.
¿Asado de tira o vacío?
Asado de tira. Wow. Yeah, asado de tira es...
¿Estás listo para esta?
Okay.
¿Navarra Montoya o el Diego Martínez?
No, el Dibu Martínez. At this point, el Dibu Martínez.
¿En serio?
Sí, yo no lo vi jugar. Yo no vi jugar a Navarro Montoya. If you ask me several more Boca or Argentina questions, I will probably be more Boca than Argentina.
Yeah.
Pero Dibu. At this point, I got you. He has several loose bolts in his head, and I love it.
Yeah. I got you.
The classic question. I gotta do it, and you don't have to answer. Messi o Maradona?
Ojo.
Messi. Pero Maradona tiene muchas cosas que Messi no tiene.
Sí.
Pero Messi or Maradona, with everything compiled, Messi, but there are certain moments where Maradona es más que Messi. I think culturally, peso cultural for Argentines,
Maradona.
Muchísimo más Maradona que Messi.
Infinitamente más.
Pero influencia en Argentina, like in a good sense of the word, Messi, porque además Messi ganó mucho más. Messi. For me, the best player of all time for me is Messi.
Okay. Commentating in English or Spanish?
Commentating a game, Spanish.
Okay.
Bueno.
¿Bar o no bar?
Tranquilo, cálmate. He's up. We know you don't like VAR.
No VAR. No VAR in the way that it's being implemented.
What is the deal with, I know there's rapid fire, but what the hell's happening with VAR in the English Premier League? What is going on?
I don't know.
It's a mess.
Es que los referees son muy malos. Los referees son malos.
Sí.
And I have a thing against the protocol and how we're applying VAR. Mm-hmm. I'm a firm believer and an advocate of there should be 2 challenges per half or 1 challenge per half. Mm. And if you're wrong, you lose your challenge. Bah.
I mean, for the first time I've seen referees getting suspended and not able to...
They mess up, then they apologize. PGMOL, which is the refereeing governing body in the UK or in England, then apologizes, and then what happens to the referee? Nothing. They get suspended and nothing. But Manchester United or Liverpool, whoever it is, loses points.
Yeah, major. Okay, afternoon siesta or no?
I suck at sleeping.
You don't sleep too much?
I know. It's difficult for me.
Yo todo el tiempo siesta tomo. Yo todas las tardes tomo siesta.
Sí. Mis Argentine American cousins le dicen la napa.
La napa.
Yeah. La napa. Oh, chicos, es hora de la napa. Es hora de la napa.
Vamos a napear. Tú napeas, yo napeo. Vosotros
napeáis.
A ver, alfajores, blancos, negros o de maicena. ¿O todos?
No alfajores blancos.
Okay.
Los de chocolate, pero los de maicena son clásicas. They're just
es verdad. Ajá, es así, es mucho.
Y con un poquito de mate, no. I like it.
¿Sí?
Sí, a mí me gusta. Alfajores de maicena porque they're classic y con un poquito de mate.
Con matecito, perfecto.
Yeah.
Ok, ¿Fernet con coca o Quilmes?
Fernet con coca.
Full.
Quilmes has incredible branding, but at best, it's a Bud Light.
Wow. Some of our fans are going to be like, what? Okay.
But
right.
because it's very representative of Argentina.
Yes.
But I wouldn't say Quilmes is an exceptional
Like a
beer.
major, claro. I got you.
It's because it's
I
Argentine.
can see that. Yeah, I can see
Like
that.
honestly, I feel like if I wasn't
If we're-
Argentine, I don't know how much mate I would
Listen,
drink.
if we're both honest, they're both pretty nasty because Fernet con Coca is also like not.
So it took me a long time. So when I studied abroad in Argentina and I didn't like it, and my friends were like, Nico, basta. Digo, vamos, salimos de joda. Tenés que tomar
Fernet con
Fernet.
Coca.
There's no way that you
It's like-
need to learn. And
It's
we
like
did
you're drinking medicine, literally.
a little
It
Fernet,
tastes like
a lot of
NyQuil.
Coca, and then a little bit more Fernet, menos Coca. More Fernet, menos Coca until you get the right balance and you're drunk. And then you just be drunk one time and you like it.
You have the flu, you can drink this. You can drink the Fernet, it'll cure
yeah,
everything.
It's nasty.
Last question. Soccer or football?
And why?
I couldn't care less.
Oh.
I couldn't care less.
That's the first time we hear that
Sí.
First time we
answer.
hear that.
Soccer,
Yeah.
fútbol, futbol, calcio, me da lo mismo. I don't care. And I think
I love that, dude.
English people, they talk down to Americans because they call it soccer and it's like they can't get past that barrier. And it's like, you don't do that to Australians or Canadians.
Yeah.
And lo mismo con los argentinos que don't know too much. Tipo, yo le dije un par de veces soccer y la gente en Twitter, ¿cómo le hace soccer?
te
Pero,
rompen.
¿cómo van a saber de fútbol estos americanos que le dicen soccer al deporte? Es like, sí, that's what we call it.
Esta gente
No dicen, they don't say that about the Italians that call it calcio.
Culture, right.
And they call it footy in Australia, no? Footy?
They call it soccer in Australia.
Oh, it's Australia.
Yeah, footy. They have another sport called football that is, it's
Australian rules football.
Yeah, Aussie rules.
Which is super weird. Yeah.
the most,
It's different.
yeah, it's the most violent sport.
Did you know that the word soccer comes from England?
Yeah, from Association Soccer.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Sí, sí, sí. No, they
You're
invented the
asking
term.
this guy if he knows.
I'm sorry.
For a
For a
living.
second, I thought we had something for a
Listen,
second.
you own a marketing firm. I'm a musician, but this guy does this for a living.
I know.
So he should
He is
know.
actually doing what we would love to do. He's actually
He has a show called Morning Footy. You should know this.
Yeah. Sorry, I apologize. I apologize.
No, it's okay. No, it's for to educate the masses of
No,
the people that
you're
watch
right.
the show.
You're right.
Of course, absolutely. Nico, when we first asked you if you could be a part of this, the first thing that you said to us was, I'll do the show, but I want to be a part of Los Cantitos, the unrehearsed Argentinian soccer chants in English.
Yes.
And we're going to grant you that wish right now.
I'm so this
You
is
have
how
your drumstick.
This is how I
your
found you
cowbell.
guys. This is how you guys. Someone sent me a
Yeah,
clip of
tell
you
me a
guys
story
doing
about
the.
that, yes.
A former producer of mine at Univision, argentino, hincha de River, me mandó el clip de ustedes con the unrehearsed soccer chants. It resonated so much with me because when I was little and with my dad, when he would drive me to school and stuff like that, or it would be a running joke with us translating the songs into Spanish.
That's funny.
And it was part of my childhood. So when I saw you guys do it, y cagándose la risa haciéndolo,
Sí.
I thought it was hilarious and so unique to my experience as growing up as an Argentine in the U.S. So I'm very honored that I get to do this with you guys.
I got the lyrics set up.
Okay, so
You
we're
got your
gonna
cajon?
set up, and we actually came up with a new name for this section.
We're gonna- what is
Cantito
it?
con Cantor.
Cantita con Cantor. So he's going to get his cajon ready. And
You guys don't know how excited I am.
Well, we'll see if it turns out
Tell
okay.
them how are we gonna do the
So,
mechanics?
vamos a hacer la estrofa. Mira, vamos a hacer todo esto hasta. Let's do the whole song in English, in Spanish, and then this is the hard part because we're gonna translate this thing
Live.
like as
Live.
it's going.
We've never practiced.
Okay, that's fine.
We've
yeah,
never-
yeah.
we've never-
Unrehearsed soccer chants, and yeah, I know exactly how this works. So the whole song in Spanish first, and then in English.
And then in English,
And
yeah.
then we'll-
'cause we
and then
only
we'll
have like
change.
6 or 7 songs.
We have 6 or 7, and then we'll probably, if everything goes well, we'll put it all. But if not, we'll do a selection. Of
Okay.
No, we're doing all of them. En Argentina nací, tierra de Diego y Lionel, de los pibes de Malvinas que jamás olvidaré. No te lo puedo explicar, porque no vas a entender los finales que perdimos, cuántos años la lloré, pero se terminó, porque en el Maracaná, la final con los Brazucas la volvió a ganar papá. Muchachos, ahora nos volvimos a ilusionar. Quiero ganar la tercera. Quiero ser campeón mundial. Y al Diego desde el cielo lo podemos ver. Con el Don Diego y con la Tota, alentando la Lionel. Here we go. In Argentina I was born, land of Diego and Lionel. All the kids in Malvinas, which I'll never...
No.
¿Cómo?
Digo, Falkland Islands.
Oh!
No.
Malvinas. It's Malvinas, bro.
Okay.
In Argentina I was born, land of Diego and Lionel. All the people from the Malvinas I'll never forget. I cannot explain to you, because you won't understand the finals that we lost. How many times I
Done.
Because in Maracanã, the final with the Brazilians, your dad won it. You guys. Wait. Is it hey you guys or you guys?
You guys.
Come on, bajito. You're playing a little too loud. Make sure.
Okay, sorry.
You guys.
Sorry if I yelled at you for the Malvinas.
No, it's okay.
You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. You guys. Now we've become illusion again. I want to win the third one. I want to be a World Cup champion. And Diego, from heaven he's watching over us. With Mr. Diego and his mom Tota, cheering on Lionel.
That was a disaster, but it was beautiful.
Brasil, decime qué se siente tener en casa a tu papá. Te juro que aunque pasen los años, nunca nos vamos a olvidar que Diego te gambeteó, que Cani te vacunó, está llorando desde Italia hasta hoy. A Messi lo vas a ver, la copa no va a traer, Maradona es más grande que Pelé. Brazil, tell me how it feels to have your daddy in the house. I swear to you that no matter how many years go by, I will never forget when Diego played around you.
Juked you out?
When Diego juked you out and Cani vaccinated you. Vaccinated you. And Cani vaccinated you. You're crying since Italy to right now. You will see Messi. This is gonna bring. Boludo, you'll see Messi.
You'll see Messi.
You'll see Messi.
Okay.
You'll see Messi. The cup is going to bring. Maradona is bigger than Pelé. Okay, para. Vamos, Argentina. Vamos a ganar. Que esta barra quilombera no te dejan aguantar. Let's go, Argentina. Let's go to win. That is supporter section. Bar.
Yeah, I'm okay with supporter section.
That the supporter section. That's crazy. Quilombera, crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Doesn't stop cheering you on. Ole, 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 ole. Ole, ole, ole. Every day I love you more. I'm Argentinian. It is a feeling that I can't stop.
That was a good one. That was the best one, I think, guys.
Volveremos otra vez. Volveremos a ser campeones como la tercera vez. We will come back, we will return. We will return once again. We will return to the champions, just like the third time. No, ¡qué desastre! ¡Qué horrible! Oh, Argentina, vamos. Oh, oh, Argentina, vamos. Ponga huevo, que ganamos. Oh, let's go Argentina. Oh, oh, let's go Argentina. Let's put some eggs that we will win. Oh, Argentina, vamos. Oh, oh, en inglés. Argentina, let's go. Put some eggs, we will win.
I didn't know whether we were going for the literal translation of huevos or what it means in that song.
What would you say? How would you say?
Put some balls.
Put some balls.
But I like eggs.
You want to do balls?
We're very little.
You want to do balls real quick? You want to do the balls?
Sure, it should be balls.
Oh, Argentina, let's go. Oh, oh, Argentina, let's go. Put some balls. We will win. Oh my God. Ok, una más y terminamos.
Okay.
Ya lo ves y ya lo ves. El que no salta es un francés. And there you see, if you don't jump, you are a French. Otra vez. And there you see, if you don't jump, you are a French. Nico, increíble. Thank you, bro. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Gracias, hermano. Thank you for being here in our episode. That is our episode for you guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave us a message. Say hi. We had this guy here. We can't believe that you accepted. Thank you again for accepting.
Guys, of course.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience with us.
Of course.
Any last words before you head out?
No, thank you guys. Thank you guys for the invite. It's awesome to see.
I got one more thing to say. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, tranqui. It's awesome to see Argentinians triunfando in the U.S.
Esa.
Yeah.
Qué lindo.
Bueno, una cosa más para todos.
Muchachos, ahora nos volvimos a ilusionar.